Good evening, everybody, and welcome in here on the Buckeye Racing Network. We've got the League of Outlaws IMCA style modifieds here at Weedsport tonight. A little bit of a light field, only 9 drivers registered, but they are racing for a little bit of cash, so still expect some really good racing out of these fellas. I'm Tyler Bentley. I have Tim Henderson alongside me in the booth. Tim, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing wonderful. I can't wait to see what kind of show they put on here on my home track of the city.
Awesome, that's good to hear. Always like when people are near their home track. So it's been a while since I've seen Weedsport in the service, but I do know it puts on a pretty good race. So really no surprise on our timing chart. Both of the Murphy brothers are at the top of the board, with James Murphy at a 1598, Jared Murphy at a 1606. Third on the board is A.J. Hunsinger. He's currently in the pit lane at a 1609. Fourth is Trevor Doyle at a 1615. Fifth, let's see if we find it. There's Trevor Williams, a 1616. Sixth is Patrick Solari, maybe, a 1621. And seventh on the board's Christian White with a 1624. Mitchell Menard and Chris Cox is currently in the pit lane here. As far as the format goes, we do have a couple of random draw heat races that are 8 laps apiece. That'll be coming up, followed by a 40-lap feature event here at Weedsport. People to keep an eye on, well, you never can doubt those Murphy brothers. They're quick week in, week out, and in these IMCA style modifieds, regardless of where we're at in the service. Tim, you going to be keeping a close eye on anybody in particular?
Yeah, I'm gonna keep my eye on A.J. Hunsinger. He's keeping pace with the Murphy brothers, and we'll see what he can do this week.
All right, Tim's got his eye on Mr. Hunsinger tonight. See if we ride along here with Mr. Patrick Solari as he takes us around Weedsport. Listen to his throttle control as he works his way around this 0.37 mile racetrack. All right, that was on board with Mr. Solare. James Murphy's turning some more laps out on the racetrack. There he is in his number 65 machine. Typical colors for him tonight that we've seen in the past. New colors, at least that I see, Jared Murphy in the number 1 machine. He's got black and pink on the car tonight. Time's slowly ticking away here in the practice session. We'll get some heat race action here shortly. Lots going to happen here in 40 laps, though, later on. This track will change a little bit. Lines will be changing throughout the night, so we'll see whether the top or the bottom prevails. Practice session's just getting wrapped up. All right. looks like we are going to get a qualifying session here for some of these guys. See what sort of lap times they put down. I think it's about a 5-minute qualifying session, so we'll see as the time roll in. I know typically they don't have qualifying sessions, but they do have one tonight. Chris Cox just ran a 16:59. Patrick Solari is second, 16:68, and Trevor Williams turned to 16:71. Trevor Doyle just popped up to second with a 16:68. I think some of these guys have decided to split into two different groups here in the qualifying session. Not a problem with that. Also allowing these guys to get a few extra laps under their belt before we get into the heat race action. And if you're watching along with us here on the Buckeye Racing Network for the first time, we would like to welcome you in. Appreciate you tuning in here and watching along with the League of Outlaws, seeing the drivers race here tonight. Let us know if you're watching, who you're rooting for.
Chris Cox goes top of the board.
Yes, sir, at a 16:59. James Murphy's running on track right now. Let's see if he can best that time. He turned to 16:61. It's not too far off. His brother's just out on the racetrack. That's Jared Murphy. See what he can do.
He has all 3 laps to use. Top of the board.
$16.54. Lap 2 was a 16:68, so a bit slower.
He's probably just coasting it through.
I would think. That only leaves AJ Hunsinger to not take a qualifying time, so looks like it'll just be a waiting game here till we finish out this qualifying session. Just about a minute till we get into the heat race action. See some side-by-side racing for 8 laps apiece in 2 heats. While we got a quick second, I know a lot of us that enjoy sim racing do enjoy real-life racing, and if you happen to catch the Cup race that finished just a little earlier on this evening, that was a whale of a finish there at the line at Atlanta. I know my broadcast partner has some thoughts on that finish at Atlanta.
Yeah, I'm extremely excited, happy, ecstatic.
Yeah, just a great finish for the Cup Series earlier today. There's no doubt about that. Hopefully we get a 3-wide finish at the line here at Weedsport with the League of Outlaws. Wouldn't that be something?
I think we can get 5 wide.
Well, I think we should at least try. I mean, why not?
Hunsinger got up on the track. as the time expired.
Yes, he did. Let's take a look at the starting lineup here. In heat number 1. 5 cars, going to be 8 laps. On the front row, it's going to be the Murphy brothers. Jared on the inside, James on the outside. Row number 2 is going to be Trevor Williams on the inside, Trevor Doyle on the outside. And 5th place starter here is going to be Mr. AJ Hunsinger. All right. Let's get ready to watch some action here at Weedsport. Be 5 cars here in this heat, 4 cars in the next. I see it looks like the pace lights are out. Nope, I'm going to do one more lap of pacing here. Can barely tell if the lights are actually on that pace truck. Field is in the hands of Mr. Jared Murphy. He'll get us underway here. Working through turn 3 and 4. On the gas, the green flag is out. Heat race number 1 is underway. Jared on the inside, James on the outside. Pretty even exiting turn 2. Let's see what happens down here into turn number 3. Still pretty even. Maybe James gets the run out of turn 4. He does, and across the line, leading lap number 1. Meanwhile, the battle is on for 3rd. Trevor Doyle, Trevor Williams, and AJ Hunsinger. Looks like the top side is working pretty well early on. Doyle was eventually able to clear Williams out of 4 that last time by. He's setting his sights up on Jared Murphy. James has since moved down to the bottom, seeing if he can make up any time down there.
Hunsinger working that bottom, trying to get around.
Yeah, he's trying to find a way.
Trevor Doyle got to the door, couldn't make it stick. See what he can do, if he can gather his run back together.
Yeah, they're pushing the cushion up a little higher and higher for sure. Doyle is, there's no doubt about that. He's not afraid to get it up there and see what he can do. Interesting to note,
A little wide.
Jared Murphy and Trevor Doyle ran the same exact lap time the last time around, and they are running down James. White flag is in the air. Are they going to be able to make a move on the leader? James still out front.
The line stays the same.
Yeah, James Murphy, heat race winner. His brother Jared in 2nd, Trevor Doyle 3rd, Trevor Williams 4th, and AJ Hunsinger 5th. That was heat race number 1. Let's take a look here at the starting lineup of our 2nd and final heat. Row number 1 is going to be Chris Cox in the 515. On the pole, Patrick Solari in the 99 to his outside. Mitchell Menard is going to be 3rd in the number 69 machine, and Christian White in the 07 machine on the outside. 4 cars, 8 laps. Nobody has to worry about anything. Everybody's racing in the 40-lap feature after this. One more time around, we're going to go green flag racing in heat number 2. Tim, bring us to green this time.
All right, pace truck's off. And they're away. Chris Cox takes the green a little early. Patrick gets underneath him. He's going to try and get the run going into 3. Can he slide up? Just not enough. He's still hanging in there, though. Way wide, both cars.
Absolutely. Patrick and Chris are giving it their all here. They want to lead the laps in this heat. Oh, man, Patrick is trying to do a little bit of a slider, it looks like. Making good time.
Might be able to get him. Oh, he makes a little contact with that concrete wall on the inside of 4.
Falling back just a little bit, but it seems though he can make the bottom work. I think he's the best car we've seen running that low side of the racetrack so far to this point. But looks like Chris is just starting to inch away just ever so slightly here. Looks like he's the past few laps has been the fastest car on the racetrack by a little bit. Meanwhile, in P3, it's going to be Christian White in that 07 machine, and 4th is Mitchell Menard. Just wanted to take a quick peek back at those 2 drivers.
Oh, he's closing the gap. He's there. He just needs to get a run. He needs to connect these runs that he's getting. White flags out.
One more time around, one set of corners.
He's side by side. Chris Cox got wide. Can he slide up?
Big.
He's sliding up. Crossover to the line.
What?
Chris Cox got him.
What a finish in heat race number 2. Fantastic racing from Chris Cox and Patrick Solari. Round of applause for those 2 racers right there. Awesome finish to the end of heat number 2. Without further ado, we're going to roll the finish right into the start of the 40-lap feature here tonight with the League of Outlaws. Starting on the front row on the inside is going to be the number 65 machine of James Murphy. On the outside is going to be the 515 machine of Chris Cox. Row number 2 is going to be the number 1 machine of Jared Murphy and the number 99 machine of Patrick Solare. Row number 3 is going to be the 024 of Trevor Doyle and the 07 of Christian White. Row number 4 is going to be the 57 of Trevor Williams and the 69 of Mitchell Menard. And our 9th and final starter here tonight is going to be the 31 machine of AJ Hunsinger. .40 laps is a long time for these drivers. Got to get settled in, got to get into a good rhythm, and stay within contact of the first couple of cars. Heat 1 finishers are on the inside line. Heat 2 finishers are on the outside line, respectively. Pace truck's taking off. James Murphy on the gas. Green flag is in the air for 40 laps around Weedsport. Oh, bumping and banging for second. Jared Murphy got into Chris Cox, and they banged doors just a little bit, middle of 1 and 2.
Little contact with Trevor Doyle and Patrick. They get it sorted out.
That they do. Trevor's under fire from Christian White going around the outside, and Trevor Williams on the inside. He's the meat in the sandwich.
I'd say don't look now, but Chris Cox is all over James right now.
Absolutely good battles early on here. Chris Cox is right on the bumper of James Murphy, not letting him get away.
Just looks like Chris is a little bit quicker getting into the turn, but James is able to get a little bit better of a runoff as Chris Cox gets a really good run through 3 and 4 right there.
Patrick Solari's throwing his hat into the mix here. 3 cars battling for the race lead now. Just a little further back, I know we got a battle going on back here. Trevor Doyle's underneath Christian White. That's for the 5th position on the racetrack. Still side by side for 5th. Man, this battle up front is really heating up. The 99 machine of Solari has caught Cox, and he is on the inside looking for 2nd.
Pat fishing around the bottom.
Absolutely. Can he make that pass on the inside?
If he makes it, it's going to be great.
Cox is
Not this time.
the outside still strong, getting the run out of turns 2 and 4. Wow, what a battle up front here. Awesome racing.
They get 3 wide for a second. They're still 3 wide, just about.
Man, Solari's got to be careful. I know he's got to be really close to that concrete barrier down there in 3 and 4. Murphy got up into the fluff there through 1 and 2. Cox is going to be looking to the inside with a big slider into 3 and 4.
This is what Patrick needs. They're side by side.
Cox should get the run out of turn 2. He does and takes the lead officially here on lap number 12.
Patrick moves up as James gets in the fluff again.
And Patrick's now into 2nd. He's setting his sights on Chris Cox. Those 2 battled in heat 2 just a little bit ago. James Murphy settling into 3rd. 4th is going to be Jared Murphy. The caution flag is out. Let's see what happened here. I believe it's in the area of the 69 machine of Mitchell Menard. Oh my, he got really low through 3 and 4, and he caught that concrete
Inside barrier, yeah.
Well, it looks like his car caught traction weirdly, and then it kind of sent him into the concrete barrier there. That was an odd exchange for Mitchell, and the front end is not very happy on that machine.
Yeah, there's a little fluff right before they get to the area of the concrete, and I believe his left front just caught and sent him at an awkward angle.
Yeah, I believe you're right. That's why I said that earlier. You know, the 99's running a very similar line through there. Maybe not quite as low, but got to be mindful of that concrete.
it's pretty normal for this track for you guys at home. You guys want to get close to that inside wall, at least every time I've been here. Everyone's been close to the inside wall.
Pace truck is off. Chris Cox doesn't waste any time. He's back on the gas. Green flag is back out for the restart. A little bit of contact with the 99 and the 515 on the start. 99 gathers it back in, but that allows James Murphy to slot into second.
Wow, look at Doyle. Just picks up like 2, maybe 3 spots right there.
Yeah, he's working that bottom. Mitch is still sitting in the pit lane, and the number 69 must have been pretty catastrophic damage for that machine.
He's about side by side with James, real close to that wall.
He's not going to give up that bottom. He's been fast down there, and he knows it.
Just about clear. Can he clear him? He does.
He does clear him through 3 and 4. Trevor Doyle's going to be looking to follow him through. James Murphy now finds himself in a battle for third. James and Trevor are still side by side. Trevor's going to have a big run and a big slider here into 3 and 4. Had to kind of check up a little bit because the 99 entered low, but he's going to complete the pass on James, move into third. Meanwhile, just a little further back, Trevor Williams is working the bottom, trying to find a way around the number 1 machine of Jared Murphy. Still looking down there on the inside. Back up front.
Action back there. I think it was Jared. He's in a battle.
Yeah, the 57's even running the bottom, trying to make a pass on Jared here in the number 1. The laps are ticking away here. And Patrick Solari has caught Chris Cox. And he is working the inside, trying to get around. Oh my, we have got a battle brewing here in the late stages of this one here at Weedsport. Almost.
Left that inside wide open. The last couple of laps, he's closing.
Patrick going to get a big slider here through 3 and 4. He's almost clears Chris.
Clear. He'll get him right here, though.
Oh no, into the
He's
outside
in
wall.
The wall.
Chris turns it back underneath him.
Left.
These drivers are giving it their all. I think maybe the battle between Jared and Trevor back there for 5th has settled down as Patrick's back on the inside out of turn 4.
Just absolutely just drives off. He doesn't get in the wall this time.
Oh, Trevor Doyle back there. A little squirrely out of turn 2. Jumbles these fellas up just a little bit. Everybody's going straight. Meanwhile, Patrick back up front in the 99 machine is going to try to set sail on the field as we come to 10 laps to go. Battle is on for third. Trevor Doyle, James Murphy, Trevor Williams, and Jared Murphy, all 4 cars. James is looking, he's trying to get back around Trevor. Trevor in the outside wall just a touch into turn 3.
Patrick's laps are probably 2 times faster than Chris Cox and Trevor Doyle in second and third.
Yeah, Patrick is absolutely on a rail here tonight at Weedsport. That last time
gets to the inside of Trevor Doyle. They made a little contact out of 2. James completes the pass. That opens up the door for Trevor Williams in the 57. Trevor Doyle closed it.
Ooh, a little bit of bumper-to-bumper contact there between the 24 and the 57. AJ Hunsinger on the inside looking to take the spot from Jared Murphy. He's going to get past Jared and move on up to 6th. Everybody's kind of moved down to the bottom. James is caught right up to the back end of Chris Cox, looking to the inside out of turn 2. This here's the battle for second on the racetrack. Two laps to go, and James moves into second. Back up front with our leader. Flagman's got the white flag in the air. One more time around for Patrick Solare.
Jared and Trevor make a little contact for 4th or 5th.
Down the back through 3 and 4. Checkered flag is in the air. Patrick Solare wins tonight at Weedsport. James Murphy was second, and Chris Cox came home in third. We'll get to talk to those 3 fellas here in just a minute. We'll go through our race results before we do. Patrick Solare in the 99 wins tonight here at Weedsport. James Murphy's going to come home in second. Chris Cox going to come home in third. Trevor Doyle is going to come home in fourth. Trevor Williams in fifth. Jared Murphy in sixth. Christian White in seventh. AJ Hunsinger in eighth. And Mitchell Menard is going to round out the field. All right, let's see if we can get a word with our top 3, starting off with Mr. Chris Cox. Hey, Chris, this is Tyler and Tim up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, I do.
All righty, man. Seeing you come home third, you led quite a few laps in the feature early on. Tell us about your night.
Oh, it's pretty exciting. Didn't think I was going to do that good. I thought I was going to probably get hung up in some stuff, but had a heck of a 3-wide race halfway through, and we stayed green, so.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you guys had some really good racing, and it looked to me like most of that feature you were committed up top. Seemed like you had a lot more success up there than down low. Compared to the 99, it seemed like he was able to work the inside a lot better than most other guys.
Yeah, I kind of had that top rolling, and then I guess it was just eating tires up because that's the reason he got by me. I guess he just had more tire, and then I just started dropping bad. Then as soon as I went to the bottom, I just had no tire.
Absolutely. Tim is up in the booth with me. Tim, you have anything to ask Chris?
While looking back on your race, you were given a gift as Patrick got to the wall after completing the pass. You were able to get right back by him. Was there anything that you could have done to prevent him getting back, while stopping him from getting by you the second time?
I could have maybe done been a little more risky and maybe just pinched him down, cut him off, something. But otherwise, I was just trying to save tire. I didn't know what these moves were gonna do to these tires really, and I was just happy to stay at least third place.
Absolutely. Chris, before we let you go, is there anybody you'd like to thank here tonight?
I'd like to thank everybody that's on this car this year. I'd like to thank LoO Fabrications for coming on board. I'd like to thank Hogland Auto Plaza for coming on board and MJC Desktop Fabrications. And everybody. Just hope they have a good year of their racing seasons, their racing season stuff. And yeah, if you guys are looking for any content, check me out on Chris Cox Gaming on all the social medias, everything from YouTube to TikTok to Facebook. Otherwise, that's everything, guys. Thanks for putting this on.
Alrighty, Chris. Thanks for getting a word in with us. Go celebrate that third place finish.
Yep. Thank you. Have a good night, guys.
You too.
All right, you too.
That was our third place finisher, Mr. Chris Cox. Second place, Mr. James Murphy. We're going to get a word with him. Hey, James, this is Tyler and Tim up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
All righty, man. Talking to you again. Another fantastic race. Another awesome finish for you here in second. Tell us a bit about your night.
Yeah, I let off on the pole right there, and I knew I needed to save some tires, so I kind of let them go ahead and go. And I think I waited too long to try to get back going. I just couldn't run the leader down right there.
Yeah, you were definitely moving around a little bit, trying your best to keep the car up front, and the 99 was as quick as anybody here tonight, making moves, and I knew it was probably going to be tough to hold him off.
Yeah, I wasn't really trying to hold him off. I just let him go because I think it wasn't worth it in the first 10 laps of the race to race with somebody that hard.
Right, I totally understand that. Tim, you have anything to ask James?
Yeah, you got a little dust up about halfway through. Really rough racing. When do you think would have been the time to start going?
I think I needed to go about 3-4 laps sooner, and maybe if I could have got by Trevor and Chris a little faster right there, I may have caught the leader a little bit, but he was way out there by the time I got past second and third right there.
All righty, James. Before we let you go, who would you like to thank here?
I'd like to thank y'all for broadcasting it and League of Outlaws for putting it on and talking dirt.
All righty, buddy. We'll go celebrate that second place finish. Thanks for talking with us.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
That was Mr. James Murphy. All right. Without further ado, let's bring in Patrick Solari and talk to him about that win. Hey, Patrick. It's Tyler and Tim up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
All righty, man. Well, tell us about that race. Tell us about that line you were running. You were one fast driver tonight here at Weedsport.
Yeah, this track kind of reminds me of a track we have here in West Virginia, Tyler County Speedway. Uh, Real sweeping D backstretch. So it's all about keeping your momentum up in 3 and 4. And so I couldn't get the car to really work on that low line, at least early. So I just kind of saw that the slider line was working and I didn't come off of it in 1 and 2. But I did move around a little bit in 3 and 4 from the cushion to cut down to just running the bottom, keeping the momentum up there. Yeah, and Chris, man, I love Chris to death. He's hard to get around though.
Yeah, you guys did have a pretty good battle there in the heat race earlier on and in the feature here tonight.
Yeah, he's always quick.
Tim, you got anything to ask Patrick?
Well, you made the move. You got by him. You got in the wall. What were you thinking after you got in the wall and he passed you?
Uh, I knew I threw it in too hard, but I wanted. Well, I've not thrown sliders in 1 and 2, so I didn't know if I would clear him if I would enter how I had been. So I threw it in a little harder, and just when he got back by me, I was like, "Well, I got to get back to work." I mean, it was a mistake, so I just had to settle down and start hitting my lines.
All righty, Patrick. Well, we sure appreciate you taking the time to get a word in with us up here in the booth, and we'll let you go celebrate that victory.
Yeah, can I shout out?
Yeah. Who'd you
Uh,
like
I'd
to
like I'd like to thank Dirty Drummond Racing. That's the dirt team I'm on, and I'd also like to thank y'all for broadcasting and League of Outlaws for putting it on, and like to thank the real life sponsors: Beckley Drilling and Blasting Services, Kevin Bailey DDS, St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, MCB Banks, Lost World Caverns, S&S Industrial Maintenance, J&J Fabricating, Abco Performance, and that's it.
All righty, Patrick. That's on me. I've asked people time and time again who they'd like to thank, and for some reason it just instantly blipped out when
It happens.
when I was.
I appreciate y'all.
Yes, sir. We appreciate you and talking with us tonight. Go celebrate that win.
Yes, sir.
All right, that was our race winner, Mr. Patrick Solare.
Man, what a race here at Weedsport. Didn't get many drivers, but they all put on the show still.
Absolutely. The racing was fierce everywhere. The battles were throughout the 9 drivers that was racing here tonight. And again, congratulations to that 99 machine of Patrick. He had it hooked up around Weedsport here tonight. Any other closing thoughts, Tim?
No, I think that's about it. What a wonderful day for racing.
Yes, it certainly has. Real quick, before we sign on off here tonight, the Buckeye Racing Network is going to be back live on Tuesday night with the Short Track Rivals Racing League IMCA style modifieds. They're going to be racing at Lucas Oil Speedway. So we'd be happy for you to join us there. For Tim Henderson, I'm Tyler Bentley. Good night.